The January 14th, 2015 zoning meeting for the Parish of Ascension will come to order. Let the roll show that all members are present, and we will elect a new chairman now. I need a motion for our nomination.
I'd like to nominate Jackie Callender.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Callender, will you take over at this point, and we need to elect your vice chairman?
I need a motion from the floor to nominate for vice chair of this zoning committee.
No
Yeah.
nomination. Yeah.
Okay.
No nomination.
I nominate Gasper Jafisi as
I
vice chair.
second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
So noted. Chairperson Jackie Callender, vice chair Jasper Jafisi.
Congratulations.
Congrats. We're adjourned.
That's one of the best.
First
meetings I've
order of
ever-
business.
Such a great group. Okay, one comment before we move on, and a very good suggestion, what we'd like to ask that make it part of record, recommend to people that they sign up in advance, sort of expedite the process when they want to make comments during public hearing process. Please sign up. That being said, can I get a motion for the first of all, staff. Staff, please identify yourself.
Patrice Johnson, zoning secretary.
That's it.
Okay.
All of us again?
No.
We know you.
Can I get a motion for the meetings, minutes to the previous meeting?
Move for approval.
Second.
That's for the zoning amendment?
Zoning,
Meeting
yes.
on the 12th,
Okay.
November.
All in favor?
Aye.
So noted, motion passed.
Move for acceptance of the minutes of the joint planning and zoning meeting.
I second.
All in favor of that?
Aye.
So noted, motion passed. Okay, let's see now. Chairman's comments. I have no comments. What we have is, what, 6A, public hearing to consider a contract agreement for Nolan McKay, Manchac.
Good evening. Mr. Chairman, Commission members, I'm Jim Tatum. I'm with Tatum Engineering, and here tonight representing Nolan McKay Manchac LP, along with Amesbury Companies, and some of these folks are in attendance with us here tonight. And we're here to discuss and request approval for our contract agreement for Manchac Lake Apartments. This project is located on Airline Highway at Bayou Manchac. It's on a 23-acre parcel of ground. And throughout the planning process, we've refined the site plan to reduce the number of units and the number of buildings on the site and minimizing the overall impact to the property. During the preliminary and planning phases, we attended numerous meetings with Ascension Parish personnel in the planning, engineering, and drainage departments. And now we're approaching the time to finalize the financing package for this development, and part of that process includes the necessary permits. And as you know, the Ascension Parish Code requires a contract agreement and that it's executed between the owner and the parish in order to make certain that particular drainage and traffic improvements are constructed. In reference to the traffic element of the project, since our project fronts along Airline Highway, we were required to meet with DOTD personnel at the district office and understand what their concerns were. They defined the requirements of our traffic study, and then we in turn contracted the services of Neil Schaefer, who is a specific traffic engineer in Baton Rouge, and they prepared the report, which is included in our submittal, which hopefully is in your package there. Traffic counts were made, and they indicated the need for certain improvements along Airline Highway, including adding turning lanes and making modifications to the median. These improvements are represented in our construction plans that we submitted for review, and on December the 23rd, DOTD issued their letter of compliance, which I believe you have a copy of also. As we turn to drainage matters, our drainage report was prepared and turned in, and we believe was in full accordance with the Ascension Parish requirements. It was reviewed by Ascension Parish personnel along with their consultant. We received comments requesting additional information and data. We reviewed these comments and submitted our responses with the required answers and the additional calculations. And on January 7th, we received preliminary approval from the engineering department of Ascension Parish. So the two major items that are required inside the contract agreement, being traffic and drainage, have been addressed. Both items will require substantial improvements, and we're prepared to address and provide these improvements. The terms of this contract agreement effectively provide the assurance to the Ascension Parish government that the improvements will be constructed as a part of this project. So in summary, I'd like to say that we met with several different agencies. We listened to their concerns and their ideas. We've addressed those concerns. We believe that we're in compliance with the spirit of the contract agreement. And at this time, I'm not aware of any outstanding issues with any department or any personnel. And I ask for your support and approval tonight. And if you have any questions or comments, I'll be glad to address them. Thank you.
Staff?
The transportation report prepared by Neil Schaefer is completely sufficient for what we needed here to show the impact. I believe most of the impact in this is going to be held in East Baton Rouge Parish and not here in Ascension Parish. That being said, my only concern, and one that I don't think our ordinances can address in any way, is the fact that it's going to add probably an additional 2-minute delay over the hour, 2 or 3 minute delay over the hour through the Highland at US 61, 42 at 61 in Baton Rouge. Again, that's not something that we can I don't think address here, but they're doing everything that I believe is necessary to get people in and out of their establishment safely. It's just my only concern is that intersection, which we can't address. So that's something that DOTD, I believe, is working with you on that.
That's correct.
And I assume these are concerns during construction phase we're talking about. Is that the case?
I think they have to mitigate. You have to mitigate.
Well, that's the improvements that they indicated we had to construct. Adding the turn lane and closing a median break mitigated our impact.
Okay, so DOTD required a mitigation plan from them
Right.
that they considered sufficient.
Comments from commissioners? This time we'll open the floor for public hearing. Anyone sign up? Any comments from the floor? Close public hearing. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve
We have
the,
some, I had one question.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Most of that property is below the 100-year floodplain, and you're going to be raising it, your slab elevations foot above the 100-year
Yes, sir, 1
floodplain?
foot above.
And because we are going to get questions about how is this going to impact, it's right on Bayou Manchac. It's going to be adding drainage to that. We always get questions, as you heard if you sat here earlier, about drainage impacts in the parish. So explain really quickly how you're mitigating the drainage impacts.
Well,
That pond on there you're going to use as a retention.
There are several items that we're incorporating into this design, and it's all in the drainage impact study. But in a nutshell, briefly, we've got a small stormwater detention basin at the very front of the site. That everything that drains off the site will collect in there, and it'll also work as somewhat of a pollution prevention control measure. And as the water crosses underneath our entrance road, it'll go into the lower area closer to Bayou Manchac, and that's going to be cleared and lowered, and that'll be a grassy basin in there that floods whenever it needs to. And then we're also providing some off-site mitigation for our fill, and we've run that through Mr. Primo, Darrell Primo's office, and he's approved it.
And one other question, who's that SUV that's blocking that road that's keeping me from dumping trash back there?
You're the one. We've been-
I have wondered that for months
I know,
myself.
who
That
is
truck
that
has
one?
been
Is that
there.
yours?
yeah, well, actually, that belongs to All-Star
Ah.
Automotive, and that was a trade. You can probably get a good deal on that one. Mr. McKay's in the automobile business. He'll talk with you about that. But actually, that vehicle was taken from the dealership right up the road in order to prevent folks from
Sure.
Okay.
turning it into a
I
trash
think you got a
dump.
great project there.
I do too, and I
Thank
think
you.
it was put together well. It looks nice. Looks like it's gonna add a lot of value.
I move to recommend approval.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So noted, motion passes.
Good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Staff, any report comments from staff? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
All I need is a second.